check with the spear. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of movements, but those I'll add later on with the when I actually put the spear in there. So I think this looks okay. If we go ahead and scrub this back and just go ahead and step mode it. Okay, that looks cool. I'll take a nice play blast with the high-res model. And okay, it's looking pretty good. Okay. It's kind of like we want him to exit the screen, but I think this looks fine. This looks just fine. We can kind of use the last camera frames to kind of make it, look closer to the character when we animate the camera later on. But for now, I'll just keep it as that way. I play this thing a lot of times to just see how everything is looking. Alright, let's go ahead and check this out in linear and see how it's looking. We're obviously going to get a lot of floaty movements here and there, but that's obviously going to happen, so whatever, let's just go ahead and play this here. Don't be scared if you see something unusual, but that's obviously going to get fixed. So okay, that definitely looks scary right now. Yep, totally needs to fix. I'm gonna go ahead and take a play blast to see actually how it looks. So let's go ahead and take a play blast here. That is floaty as I don't want to even say. It's pretty floaty right now. We have to add those holes and those extra keys in there. Right after he flies and falls to the ground, he needs to stop there before he can actually start running. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. We have quite many keys now in the timeline there, so I think it's time we should work on the all those in betweens and like before we spline this whole thing up. So okay, let's go ahead and work on this pauses here. So go ahead and put the same key for the pause there and linear this out totally. As we can see there, it's not quite working with this walk cycle even. That's also looking pretty, like he's trying to he's disbalancing himself. that's why some of the other people who are some of the other animators, they from the beginning itself they start with the linear the linear tangents so that they can see the movement happening. Right now, while I was doing step mode, you actually see only the keys that are being like done, but you don't see the movement that's happening. There would be obviously the person who is doing step mode, he obviously expects some kind of floatiness happening in his animation when he splines the whole thing. But if you actually work on the blocking phase, like with all the holes and everything, then obviously you will see very little bit of floatiness. Here I have only the basic poses done, so without any holes or anything. What I have to do is in this linear tangent phase, I have to go and work with all those holes and everything, and time it out so that it looks okay and not floaty. So as you can see, this I was talking about this whole FK thing with the hand. Maybe I can go ahead and fix that now. Select this FK control here and fix the hand a little bit. Now this is a very important part which I want to discuss, switching between FK and IK. During production we face like this almost every day. In studio sometimes they provide us with scripts to do this, and sometimes we have to figure a workaround to this where we want both FK and IK to occur. So, or we can go, the classic way of keying the attributes, which always works. What I need here is the hand will be in FK till he touches the ground, and till the moment he leaves the ground, he'll be in IK. Right after the moment he leaves the ground, it'll switch back to FK, just like we had before. So it's basically keying the attributes in the right place in the timeline. It's very important because we're going to be moving the keys now from now a lot. So we need to make sure that those attribute keys are also moved along with the whole animation. Otherwise, the IK-FK switch that we keyed there will be giving jerks if they aren't in the right place in the timeline. So that's something we need to make sure. That's why I said it was pretty important. So anyways, now that we have it fixed and all, we can go ahead and work with the rest of the part of the animation here. Now this whole part is going to be figuring out how to place those holes and place those delays and fix the whole floatiness thing so that we can spline the whole animation. This linear is also kind of like a blocking plus phase right now, so I would normally in my in my studio I would normally do the blocking plus pose in step mode, but right now I need to see this whole body mechanics thing happening here. Right after I finish the first blocking phase itself, I change it to linear so that I can at least see some movement happening. And wherever it's floaty, I can figure it out and fix it. So right now we're gonna fix this first part here. It's flying and landing here.